Today we're just going to be going over the outside kick, which is a very important skill to know. It's also a very basic technique to learn. So without further ado, let's get into it. Now the first thing you want to make sure with the outside kick is that your non-kicking foot is planted firmly in front of your kicking foot. Because that way, when you come through for the kick, you have more momentum. But if your kicking foot is in front of the other foot, then you won't have momentum and you won't get enough power. So always make sure that your non-kicking foot is planted firmly ahead of your kicking foot. The next thing you want to make sure is that your feet are well spaced out for balance. Because if your feet are too close together and you kick the ball, you're going to lose balance as you kick. Make sure to slide your foot across the ball to give it spin and force to help produce the curve. The follow through is the final step that can contribute to the outcome of your outside kicks. Personally, I like to throw my kicking leg in a circular motion, rotating into the direction I want the ball to curve towards. As a natural reaction, my body tends to drift towards the same direction to help keep balance. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how simple it is to master the outside kick. The first step is your foot placement. Your legs should practice social distancing, but not too much social distancing though, just enough to help you maintain balance. The second step is to work on your body positioning. The whole purpose of the volley is to kick the ball while it is traveling in mid-air, so your body positioning is critical in terms of directing the ball in the direction you want it to go. You should face about a 45-degree angle from the direction the ball is coming from, and the foot that you're going to use to support your body weight when you deliver the shot should be firmly placed on the ground and facing the direction you want the ball to go in. The third step is to work on your swing. The swing of your shot is a step that requires a lot of discipline for it to be executed effectively. This is not a regular shot where you'd swing with your body over the ball. Remember, with the volley you're slicing through mid-air while slightly tilting your body as the ball comes in. Use your hip flexors to extend your kicking leg backwards while in the air, then swing your leg forward in a circular motion while locking your ankles. The next step is your timing and connection. This is probably the most important step of this entire technique because, well, it's a make or break. Consider it this way: connecting with the ball when shooting a volley is like catching public transport. The ball's already on a journey to its destination, and if you want to connect with it, you have to be at the right place at the right time, or else, well, you'll miss the train, buddy. It's simple as that. And you'll have to wait for the next one, except there might not be a next one in a football match, so you have to make it count. Timing is critical. A great rule of thumb with volleys is to start lifting your leg when the ball is about halfway to reaching you from the starting point it was kicked towards you from. Locking your ankles is also critical, guys, because by locking your ankles, you stiffen the muscles around the area of your foot that you use to make contact with the ball, therefore increasing the power of your shot. You can connect with the ball 100 times, but if your ankles are not locked and you produce a weak floppy kick, you will never score. Ankle locking will eliminate the sloppiness and ensure the hardness and stiffness of your shot. The fifth and final step is your follow through. Great, now you've learned how to make contact with the ball and you're feeling like a boss. But hold up, your job isn't done yet. Our house is not complete without electricity. Your follow through is what truly makes your shot electric. Your follow through maintains accuracy, which adds the made to the lemon. It's one thing being able to make contact with the ball, but nobody will ever remember shots that were not converted into goals. Those are the 5 quick and easy steps that you can use if you want to learn how to shoot a volley in football. Now this technique is good because it increases your ball connection ratio. Think about it this way: if you have 5 volleying opportunities in a match and you only actually connect with the ball 3 times, that decreases your chances of scoring by a whopping 40%. 40%, man, that's a lot. 40% is considered a pass in some schools, and I would consider 40% a pass for any mathematics exam. But if you connect with the ball all 5 times that it was crossed towards you, then all you have to focus on is your accuracy because, well, you never missed a single train. So stop watching, go practice. Today's video is a brief tutorial on how to do the famous Rabona skill move. The Rabona is a stylish and a highly aesthetic skill move used to cross the ball and occasionally as a shot technique. The Rabona can be a very effective and handy skill to know as an attacking player. An example of a scenario where the Rabona would be an ideal option for you would be if you're aiming to make a cross into the box from the side of the field that favors your weaker foot. This way, you can avoid having to predictably turn around onto your stronger foot before making your cross. Some players have used the Rabona as a shooting technique in some scenarios. It looks good, but really isn't necessary most of the time, especially because it's harder to transfer a lot of power onto the ball using this technique, and if you miss, your coach and your team will have a hard time trying to forgive you and trusting you. So if you are ready, interested, and excited to learn the Rabona skill move right now, let's head over to the field and go over the steps that you need to know. The Rabona, although it looks like one of the most complex skill moves when watching it, is actually probably one of the most basic skill moves to learn in football. Now the first step with the Rabona, and the most important thing, is the positioning. Not only the positioning of your body, but also the positioning of your foot, particularly your non-kicking foot. Should be planted, like with any other shot technique, planted firmly next to the ball. So if you're gonna kick with your right foot, then your left foot should be planted beside the ball, not too close to the ball, but not too far either. You want it to be somewhere there, about 6 inches away from the ball. That gives you enough room to maintain balance when you come around. So next thing you want to do is loop your right foot around, and you're going to use the inside step of your foot that you would normally use to take normal shots. That's the part that you're going to use to hit the ball. And when you make contact, make sure not to lift your planted foot up. That's a mistake a lot of people make, is they wrap around, and when they kick, they lift up, and then they don't get much power on the ball. So you want to make sure that when you wrap around, you keep your foot, this foot firmly planted to maintain your balance and to help you deliver as much power as possible. Now your planted foot should be facing the direction you want the ball to go in. Because if you face it that way and you want to kick the ball straight, guess what? Your other foot is going to follow in the same direction that your planted foot was already in, and the ball's going to end up going where you don't want it to go. Now the last thing you want to make sure you do every single time with the Rabona is that you extend your backswing really high. Because if you don't, you're not going to get much power on it, and the motion of the skill already limits the power that you can have on the ball in the first place. So now if you don't get much swing on the ball, you're going to be really disappointed with the power level of your shot, or cross, or whatever it is you're using it for. So that's it for today's video, guys. I hope it's been helpful for you, and if it has, do not forget to subscribe to Footballer XP, and also leave a like. Hit that notification bell so you get notified every single time we release a new video that can help you improve as a football player. See you next time on Footballer XP.